Hello everybody and welcome to another video update. It's 2017, didn't you know? Yeah, I was supposed to do a video update for 2017 way back at the start of January. Just haven't got round to it yet, so apologies. And it's not filled with the best of news, this video update, so you might want to just brace yourself for a cup of something sweet and hot, a couple of biscuits, and then pin your lug holes back and prepare yourself for some not so great news, but it's not entirely horrific. Right then, where to start? So 2017, a new year, fresh start and all that kind of jazz. Resolutions, people like to plan their resolutions. Why do I always get an itchy nose when I have a video update? It's because I'm conscious that they're looking at me, so I start having to touch myself and itch my nose. Anyway, yeah, resolutions. I like to personally plan my year ahead. Now, obviously you can't see because your camera's facing this way, but I do have a big wall chart right behind the wall, right behind the screen here. Big wall chart, yearly planner. Because I'm taking this year very seriously in terms of what I want to achieve this year. So I've made some plans, and therefore I'm going to share those plans with you outside of LPing. See, my nose itching again. Outside of LPing and LPing itself. Now, this is a second attempt at doing this video. The first attempt I actually did last week and uploaded it, ready to go, was about to go public with it, and then I changed my mind and deleted it because I wasn't happy with it. I was far too downbeat, far too miserable, and I've had a bit more thought to things, and I'm now doing version 2. Hopefully the content's pretty much the same, but you know, I'm a bit more upbeat about things. So, right. I do apologise if this video update drags on for 20 minutes like the first one did, which you obviously didn't see, but I'm not going to edit it, I'm not going to have these fancy little jump cuts in there. You're just getting me giving you my honest opinion about things, you know, no frills, if you will. So, right, plans for this year. Outside of LPing first, so that it provides some context to what I'm going to announce for my LPing future. Okay. Renovations. In short, the house I've lived in this house for all my living life, 33 years. My mum and dad moved in here in 1976. It's a 1930 semi-detached house that's in need of some modernisation, to put it mildly. So yeah, I planned for this at the back end of last year. This year is going to be the year that this house gets completely and utterly renovated. We've got double glazing windows getting put in next week because there's only 2 rooms in the entire house that's got double glazing. And it's a big house, 2 reception rooms, 4 bedrooms. You know, only 2 of us living here now. It's a bit of a big house for 2 people, but yeah, only my bedroom and the downstairs living room has double glazing. The rest of the house is still the original leaded single pane windows. In fact, we have 2 stained glass bloody windows still. Original feature. But anyway, yes, so the double glazing is getting put in, not touching the stained glass windows though. And so that's the first step. And then after that, completely ripping all the tiles off the bathroom and ripping out the bath and ripping out all the existing fittings and putting a completely new bathroom suite in, new tiles. The toilet's separate from the bathroom, so that's getting all completely done up. And then the final piece of the puzzle is every single room. As I said, 2 reception rooms, 4 bedrooms, kitchen, you know, plus communal sort of landing and hall areas. Every room is getting completely renovated, completely decorated. New floors, whether it's hardwood, carpet, whatever it is. All the walls redoing. All the ceilings in the house have Artex on them. They're all getting done. And then after all of that, if there's any funds left over, front and back gardens completely redone, landscaped, and I've got a lawn. I'm not a gardener. I hate mowing the lawn. I'm going to completely rip the damn thing out and put fake lawn down. That sort of astroturfy fake lawn that you can sweep with a brush. Far easier. I'm getting that put in as well. So yeah, complete renovation to the entire house and gardens, and you know it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of time and effort. I'm no DIY expert. My DIY extends to liquor paint here and there with a brush. But if that's going to help me save a little bit of coin, then I'll do a bit of painting here, there with a bit with a brush. But for the rest of it, I'm going to have to obviously get quotes from people, buy materials, try and keep costs down, and all this kind of stuff. Plan for when things are going to happen. Still a possibility that the pipes might need doing, the electrics might need doing. There's just absolutely so much that's going to need to be looked at, and it's going to be going on. The amount of upheaval and things, it's just going to be horrendous, to be quite honest with you. I'm not looking forward to it at all, and that is going to be the first at least 6 months of this year. I've set myself a deadline of June for this to happen, because I don't want to be living in a house that's upside down for any length of time. So I want this all done, dusted for June. So it's going to be an intense 6 months. I want it all done ASAP. So that is going to take up a lot of my time between now and June. Once I've done this all, once this has all been finished, great, because I'm going to treat myself to a new computer. Didn't want to buy it before all this upheaval for obvious reasons. Paint flying around, dust flying around. I'm going to have to take and move things out of my room whilst things happen, and then bring things back in again. There's the risk of things becoming damaged. I don't want that to happen to a new computer, so I decided to hold off my new computer until after the renovations are done. So once the renovations are done, fingers crossed, June, new computer will arrive. I'll have the decorated, brand spanking, sparkling bedroom. You'll have no more blue wallpaper, no more bloody wardrobe with clothes hanging off it. The only thing that's going to remain constant is in this bookcase here, because my dad built it for me, so I'm not getting rid of that. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, new computer in June, and then it's going to be all systems go after that point. So yeah, and then between now and March, I'm helping a friend with a project as well as alongside my renovations, and then also in next week I'm also preparing now for a promotion interview. I've got a promotion interview next week at work, so I'm preparing for that. So that's also so yeah, between now and March, very busy. Between now and June, busy. After June, hopefully not so busy. But one final thing, I did actually announce a couple of video updates ago that I was how do you put it? Carrying out, dabbling, conducting some sports trading, and I started in the back end of October, so I've been doing it now for 4 months. I thought it was 3. It was the back end of October, so 3 months. I think just over 3 months actually, and it's been going fairly well, to be quite honest with you. A lot of people that start up the sports trading, they don't have a defined strategy. They're fiddling their way through different markets, and they can't quite find the groove. And some people make a loss when they first start. So I've made a profit in the 3 months that I've been doing it, and I'm not too far away from a 4-figure profit over the past 3 months, which is not to be snuffed. Not to be snuffed at, not to be turned your nose up at. It's certainly a positive start. So my aim for 2017, in terms of sports trading, is to increase my profitability, because the ultimate goal would be to be sat here this time next year and to be able to say that I have calculated over the previous 12 months that I have earned X amount per month from sports trading, which now means that I can consider my working options. Take from that what you will. So that's the goal for this year, increase the profitability. So to do that, I'm going to have to continue to partake in sports trading, because there's no better way to improve than to actually get stuck into the markets, if you will. But I'm also going to have to continue to do a lot of reading, a lot of studying, watching videos, maybe even practicing some new strategies here and there to try and try some new things out. So it's going to be that's also going to take up a lot of my time, and most of that at the moment's been done on the weekend, because the horse racing finishes by the time I get home on a weekday. But as summer comes, racing finishes later, which means that I will be no doubt doing this on a lot of evenings as well. So between the sports trading, the renovations, the project before March that I'm helping a friend with, the fact that I've got a holiday in March for 2 weeks and a holiday at the back end of the year as well for 2 weeks, 2 cruises this year, back on as business as usual on the holiday front, yeah, pretty busy. So where does that leave LPing then? And you're all waiting with bated breath now, aren't you, to hear the miserable news? It doesn't leave LPing a lot of time, I will be brutally honest. My LPing time was cut short when I switched from shift work when I left the police to it's not quite 9 to 5, it's flexi time, but it's Monday to Friday working hours, because I did most of my recording before a late shift in the morning or on my days off. Now, when I was in the police working shifts, I had 3 and 4 days off at a time, which was, first day recuperate, second and third day LP to my heart's content, fourth day prepare for work. When you work Monday to Friday, you've got 2 days off. Saturday, recuperate, Sunday, get ready for work. There's no days in between to do anything else. It's just two days, and it goes far too fast. So my LPing time was cut significantly short due to that fact, because I could only record my sessions on an evening, but in an evening I'm busy with football and other things, and my weekends are significantly shorter. And now with all this going on this year, even shorter still. So I've done some thinking, done some considering, and I have come up with some kind of a conclusion which I think may work. We'll have to play it by ear. Now, I can't LP long games at this moment in time because I just don't have the capacity to keep the pace up. And long games, if dragged out, become a bit of a chore. It becomes boring for you to watch. You're just waiting for the next video and it's not coming out, and it just drags on. Skyrim lasted how many years? 3 years or 4 years? I can't remember now. A long time, and that was with decent pacing. I was uploading Skyrim fairly consistently throughout that time. So if you can imagine, and The Witcher as well, that lasted over a year, and again I was uploading that fairly regularly. So if you can imagine me uploading 2 or 3 videos a week, something that lasts 80 to 100 hours is going to take far too long to finish. So I can't do that. So between now and March, at the very least, when I'm at my busiest this year, I'm looking to LP shorter games, 10 to 15 hour long affairs that I can that are fun, short, sweet, and something just that I can get stuck into without too much fear of it dragging out for too long. So if you've got any ideas of games like that you want to see me give a go to, feel free to leave a comment, please, because I could really do with some ideas. I want to try and fit in 2 games that are that sort of length between now and March to just be able to start getting something back on the channel again. Leeds United Challenge will continue because that's a short video, once or twice a week depending on the Leeds fixtures. It works perfectly for me at this current moment in time. And the Telltale Series 2, they work great because they just come out once every month, and they're over in 2 hours. Again, they work really well to fit in and around my current schedule. So that's the situation there. Now I know I've got on the grapevine Mass Effect is coming out, Andromeda's coming out in March. Now that's an RPG. It's probably going to be about 60 to 80 hours long, so it's not exactly short, and it's going against what I'm saying, but I really want to play that, so I might just start that in March and see how it goes. But between now and March, at the very least, just something short and sweet. Please suggest something. Let me, I'm doing my own research as well, but if people have suggested games in the past that wasn't even on my radar, that I've thoroughly enjoyed, games like Papers, Please, and things like that, Democracy, these sorts of things I would never have touched with a barge pole ordinarily, but when people have suggested them, I've done a bit more research and thought, oh, they're quite fun, and those are the types of things that would work between now and March really well. As sort of kind of different LPs, or maybe a sandbox game that you can set your own parameters, perhaps. You can set your own victory conditions, if you will, and squeeze a campaign into 10 to 15 hours. Okay, so we're coming close to the 15-minute mark, so that means that I should really bring this session to a close, shouldn't I? But but there's a couple of things that I still need to address. The reason why January has been particularly slow in terms of my LPing, because the renovations haven't started yet. So the only reason, and I'll be brutally honest here, is that I have enjoyed actually playing a game off camera. Now, I haven't played an RPG off camera since Dragon Age Inquisition, because every RPG that I've wanted to play, I've played on camera. And not regretted that at all. But the Final Fantasy 15 came out at the back end of last year, so I've been playing that. I got it for Christmas, and I've been really enjoying it. I'm getting a little bit sick and tired of the grindiness of the fetch quests and the hunts, but on the whole, I'm really enjoying the game. Now, I would have loved to have LP'd it, and I think I would have enjoyed the game more had I LP'd it, because I would have RP'd it a bit more, and with all the luscious food in the game, God help me, and my mouth's always dribbling when I'm playing it, I could have had a bit of fun with that as well, and some other aspects which would have spiced things up, which you just generally don't do when you're playing for your own, on your own for your own entertainment. But yeah, for the entirety of January, I'm now 55 hours into the game and close to finishing it. I've been really hammering that in my free time, so I haven't had much time to LP stuff. So I do apologise, but I've been a little bit selfish in January. I thought I'm going to finish Final Fantasy off and enjoy it. But that's coming to a close now, so hence why I'm looking for something short and sweet to do from now between now and June, and between now and March. So yeah. So that's that. Final piece of news for the day then. And again, if the fact of the matter that I'm actually slowing down my schedule between now and June isn't bad news enough, after June, of course, my new computer renovations are finished. Expect me to go back up to full pace. So, I'll do a video update closer to the time to update you with how my sports trading's going and how my renovations are coming along. But yeah, another piece of bad news for certain people, from a lot of people I would imagine, judging by the comments that I've had, sort of private messages asking what's happening. Fallout 4. Now, I hate disappointing people, and I hate leaving things unfinished. But I have to admit, and this is going to be like a big black cloud being lifted off my shoulders here, because it's been getting me down. And this is one of the reasons why I've not LP'd as much as I should have done in the past couple of months, because of this game has dragged me down. I'm just not enjoying it at all. Now, I have persevered and tried taking a bit of a break from it, coming back with the Season 2, and I think I'm not enjoying it for two reasons. The first reason is it's just far too samey to the previous games. It hasn't gone forward enough in terms of its innovation. And as much as I loved Fallout 3, one of my favourite games of all time, of course, and enjoyed Fallout New Vegas, I can't face going through another 100 hours of the same. So that's one of the reasons. It's just not developed enough. There's a lot of hype behind it, and there are some new features, don't get me wrong, the construction and settlement feature, which I completely hate. I've never liked anything like that, so that just is wasted on me. Some inventory stuff and better graphics slightly, but other than that, it's more of the same. It just feels too samey, and I just can't face going through another 50 hours of the damn thing. So yeah, and another reason why I think I am not enjoying it as much as I perhaps could have done, if you will, is I think I've been a little bit spoiled by the previous two RPGs that I've done on the channel. Skyrim, which I utterly and thoroughly enjoyed with Elwyn, absolutely epic experience, and then even more so The Witcher 3, my favourite game of all time. Now looking back at it, can say that hand on heart. So such epic RPGs that I've LP'd in times gone by. This game, when compared with those, not even a patch. So I think I've been a little bit spoiled in that respect, and that's you shouldn't compare games sometimes, but I think playing this and comparing it to those games, this just doesn't even pale it just pales in comparison, and therefore that sort of takes away from my motivation to play it. So I think it's a combination of those two facts that lead me to not enjoy the game at all. I'm telling you now that I actually dread turning the damn thing on. It's just can't be bothered with it. So unfortunately, the LP's cancelled. I should have said that maybe from the start, but I think you could tell where I was going with this. The LP is cancelled. I hate cancelling things, and I've been doing this now close to 7 years in April. Bloody hell, fine. And I've only ever cancelled one LP to memory, which was Dragon Age 2, a complete and utter cancellation. This is the second one, and it's kind of weird how both cancellations have been almost sequels to games that I've really enjoyed. Dragon Age Origins, Fallout 3 and New Vegas. Absolutely loved all of those. And these two, Dragon Age 2 and now this, was kind of sequels and follow-ons from those games, and both have been massive letdowns for me. I really, really have not enjoyed this at all. And it's taken 68 parts for that to happen. It started off all right, and I was enjoying it to start with, but as I was getting more and more into it, and I was doing more and more of the same things, it started to really not sit right with me. So yeah, I do apologise. Attila wasn't cancelled, it just didn't finish as properly as it should have done, but I did actually achieve my set out predetermined conditions. For those of you that are saying, well, you didn't finish Attila, I kind of did, just didn't give you the closure that it probably deserved or should have done. But yeah, that wasn't a complete cancellation. So yeah, Fallout is cancelled, and I have to be honest, it's like a massive weight has been lifted, because it's just been getting me down, and I don't want to be LPing something that I'm not enjoying when I'm going to be struggling to find time to LP. If I'm going to be LPing something in my reduced schedule, I need to ensure that I'm really looking forward to sitting down and LPing whatever I'm doing. So that's another reason why it's cancelled. I hope, usually last time after the Dragon Age saga, you were all very understanding, and you said, you're perfectly fine, if you're not enjoying it, we wouldn't enjoy watching it, because you can generally tell from somebody's commentary and things that they're not enjoying it. So, I'm looking forward now to starting something afresh, something shorter, something maybe a little bit different from the norm, and getting back on track with things. Right, this video update has dragged on now for 22 minutes, and as I said at the start, I'm making no apologies for A, dragging it out, and B, for any sort of, oh, my lights are going to blow. It's very weird. Yeah, that's a sign I better end the video. Yeah, so I make no apologies for that. It's just me maybe just getting a lot of things off my chest that have been sort of building up over the past couple of months. So yeah, it's not a polished video update. It's a bit of a ramble, but I'm hoping that you've got all the information that I've that I've tried to portray. So in short, I might put a quick link in the description. Skip to this if you want the short version. I'm very busy during this year with renovations and with sports trading and a couple of other things thrown in the mix, particularly during the first 6 months of the year. But after that, after June, back to normality. But between now and June, slightly reduced schedule, shorter games required, and Fallout's cancelled. There you go. Too long didn't read. So yeah. Next video will be the Leeds United Challenge, and then after that you'll have to see what game I pick as my short LP. So until then, please feel free to leave any comments at all. I'll try and answer them as well as best as I can if you've got any further queries, questions in relation to things. But until next time, see you soon.